The Oval Office incident, a tale of nose-picking and unlikely consequences. It was a quiet day in the White House, or at least it was supposed to be. The halls of the presidential residence were filled with the usual hustle and bustle of staff and Secret Service agents, keeping a careful eye on every corner, making sure nothing unexpected happened. But what no one could have predicted that fateful afternoon was the event that would go down in history as the Oval Office incident. And at the center of it all was none other than Elon Musk's son, XAEA-12 Musk. It all began when Elon, having completed another round of talks with the president, decided to bring his son along to the White House for a special tour. At only 6 years old, X was already famous for his unique name and his connection to one of the world's most innovative billionaires. He had been to countless high-profile events before, but today, his visit was about to make headlines for reasons no one could have ever imagined. As they walked through the grand halls of the White House, XAEA-12 was full of wonder, taking in the grandeur of the place. He had visited many luxurious settings in his short life, but this was the heart of American politics, the seat of power. It was hard not to be awed by the history surrounding him. But little did anyone know, his curiosity and imagination were about to lead to a historic misstep. It was when they finally entered the Oval Office that things took a turn. President Trump, who had just finished an important phone call, was behind his famous Resolute desk. The iconic desk, carved from the timbers of the HMS Resolute and sitting in the heart of American history, had seen countless important decisions, from wars to peace treaties, from historical speeches to private moments between presidents and their families. It was a symbol of power, responsibility, and gravitas. But in this particular moment, it was about to become the backdrop for something far less dignified. X, with his ever-curious nature, was exploring the room, inspecting the many objects on display. He had already examined the famous desk from every angle, his little fingers touching the wood, tracing the grooves of the polished surface. But as X continued to explore, something unexpected happened. With a mischievous gleam in his eye, he suddenly picked his nose. It wasn't a casual flick. No, this was a full-fledged nose pick. The kind that every child has been caught doing at some point in their lives. He seemed to be lost in his own world, completely oblivious to the gravity of the room he was in. The staff and Secret Service agents standing nearby froze, not sure how to react. The president, who had been looking through some papers at his desk, glanced up and saw the young boy's finger digging around in his nostrils. For a brief moment, the room went still. The iconic desk that had been the site of so many monumental decisions was now the stage for a scene that could only be described as, well, absurd. But as the moment stretched on, the absurdity of it all began to hit. One of the staff members, in a half-dazed state, cleared his throat and took a few cautious steps forward. "Mr. President, the desk." Trump, who was known for his unique way of handling situations, sat back in his chair, contemplating the moment. He let out a chuckle and, in his typical brash style, said, "Well, it looks like even a president can't escape the whims of youth." "Sir, this is an iconic piece of history. We can't have this happen here." It was at this moment that the unthinkable happened. As if on cue, an idea popped into one of the staff members' heads. "We need to remove the desk immediately." "Remove the desk?" "It's just a desk. Let the kid have his fun." But the pressure was mounting, and a plan was quickly set into motion. The staff, in a flurry of action, worked to carefully move the resolute desk out of the room. In what became one of the most bizarre White House operations in recent history, the iconic desk was taken away to be sanitized, though the staff couldn't help but feel that the whole situation was somewhat overblown. Meanwhile, XAEA-12, unaware of the chaos he had caused, continued his exploration. By the time the desk was replaced, the boy had moved on to inspecting the curtains. It was almost as if nothing had happened. In the days that followed, the story of the Oval Office incident spread like wildfire across the media. Headlines around the world reported on the nose-picking incident, some making light of it, while others debated whether the move to remove the desk was an overreaction. The story even became the subject of countless memes, with internet users delighting in the absurdity of the situation. Elon Musk, when asked for comment, gave his typical enigmatic response. Well, I suppose every child has their own way of making history. As for XAEA-12, he remained blissfully unaware of the storm he had caused. For him, it was just another day of exploration and curiosity. But for the rest of the world, it became a reminder that even the most serious of places could be shaken by the innocent and sometimes mischievous actions of a child.